Effects. My name is Savannah Pye. I created this presentation and I will be presenting this presentation. Effects on people. So the first point, temperature. We're going to have hotter summers, colder winters, worse storms, tornadoes, severe thunderstorms, more lightning, which could be dangerous, which could cause fires, blizzards, things like that, floods, droughts. Those things would be very important to farming because obviously the soil needs to be a certain moistness, I guess you could say. So too much water for floods, not enough for droughts, things like that. And rising sea levels. All of this also comes, I'm going to talk about it a lot, but tourism. All of these are affected, or tourism is affected by all of these. Um, almost every little thing that tourism has to do with anything is going to be these are going to affect that. Like blizzards and all of this with houses too. Temperature, storms, floods, droughts, all of that with houses. Like that could even cause like house prices to rise or honestly decline thinking about it, but maybe house insurance to rise. So those are some things to think about when talking about effects on people. And like I said at the beginning, hotter summers, colder winters, blizzards, stuff like that. Hotter summers, we're not going to want to go out anymore. We're all going to be stuck inside. We're all going to literally melt in the summers. So those are just some of the effects that will be an outcome on people. And effects on global economies. So I didn't put a lot on the slide because I more wanted to talk about what could happen. So the points that I put on the slide would be gas, tourism, farming, global inflation, possible labor wages like increasing. Gas prices, that can be all caused by changes, say climate change causes a big drought or possibly storm in an area where we get most of our fuel from. That drought or storm could cause a lot of damage in the area or cause people to not be outside as much, which obviously we're going to have to drill to get our gas. So gas prices might increase because of what is going on in the area where most people get gas from. That would cause gas prices to increase. Tourism, everybody tours everywhere. So if, like I said, temperatures, storms, floods, droughts, any of that happens in any place of tourism is going to go down in that area, which would cause the economy to fluctuate because some places base their income basically on tourism. For example, like Florida. Florida, if they didn't have places like Disney World, the beach, Orlando, Universal Orlando, have any of those, then tourism would go down, and they need tourism to keep their income. So that goes everywhere, all over the globe. All places have tourism would go down in those senses. Farming, everywhere farms just about. In America, it would be like corn. I know we grow a lot of corn, especially in Tennessee. If we had tornadoes like we have a lot in Tennessee, if we had bad storms or tornadoes, that can go right through a crop and that can cause that to go down, and that would be happening everywhere because just about everywhere farms. Global inflation. Inflation would end up going up because, like I said, for gas, tourism, farming, as those things are like gas and farming basically, when we have things affect those, so like crops are down because of a drought or a flood or a storm. We don't have enough crop, we don't have enough income coming in because we can't sell that, we would have to raise the prices. Same for gas. More gas, we would have to raise the prices of our crop. So everything would inflate. And then possible labor wage increase would be having people work in these conditions, say high temperatures. We'd have to have these people work in these conditions. We're gonna have to increase the labor wages because they are spending their time in dangerous environments, whether that's in a blizzard, in high temperatures, I mean, I doubt they would work in a flood, but if it comes to that, in a flood, in a drought, and all of those different things, we would have to increase our wages while inflation on goods are also rising. So the economies would just keep increasing. We wouldn't have enough money to pay for these. It would just be a big chain reaction. Climate change effects on national economies. So the three that I picked are the ones that I love the most and I'm the most familiar with. The United Kingdom, the American economy, and Australia. So starting with the United Kingdom. So the thing that the United Kingdom exports the most are, I put various goods because I was going to go over them. Goods such as gold, machinery, electrical machinery, aircrafts, and mineral fuels like crude oil, petroleum jelly, and paraffin wax. I got all of that from tradingeconomics.com and the USTR.gov. So exporting all of those to various other economies and other nations, that's where they get a lot of their income. So they need, like, climate change could affect the way, like, a storm, I'm gonna keep bringing up storms because that's what I'm used to. Storms affecting, like, a tornado going through their factory that creates the aircrafts or the mineral fuels, like gets everything prepared to be shipped out, goes right through it. Now they don't have that. It's going to be a big hit on them. Same with temperatures, rising temperatures, people out there obtaining this stuff and creating this stuff, high temperatures, they're going to have to increase wages, things like that. Same with tourism. I put tourism on all of them, but they're all a little bit different. United Kingdom, they've got like Buckingham Palace and things like that. Everybody wants to go there, see Big Ben, Buckingham Palace. So temperatures rise, temperatures drop. People aren't going to want to go. Or if a flood happens or some natural disaster happens in the United Kingdom for the things that people want to go see, they're going to take a tourism hit. They're not going to make enough money on tourism. For America, we have farming. So any farming that we have here, just like I said on the previous slide, the different ways that a farming could be affected by climate change, which would then affect our economy. And then our tourism, like I said before, Florida, LA, New York. In the off chance LA actually snowed recently, I don't know if that brought more tourism or less, but there's one. And then Australia, they also have various goods that they export, one being gas, cars, computers, pharmaceuticals. They actually get $16.9 billion worth in cars and exporting cars, $72 billion in computers, and $5.3 billion in pharmaceuticals. That's all according to icontainers.com. So that's another way that they're getting their goods in, and just like the UK, they are, if they experience the same thing, storms, temperatures, they're going to have to increase wages for their workers, so that could affect their economy. And for tourism, I know something that I really want to go see in Australia is the Australia Zoo because of Steve Irwin. I love Steve Irwin. I want to go there so bad. The only reason I question it is honestly because of the temperatures. Because climate change with temperatures increasing, I don't want to go if it is crazy hot. So that's another example. Mostly my presentation has come down to temperatures and storms, but I'm getting my point across hopefully. But yeah, those are the different ways that climate change affects the national economies. These are the various citations that I use, and that is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.